Good morning. Welcome into Flying with Mike. I think everything's ready to go. Got a couple little things still to do in the cockpit. Nothing great. Nothing major, I should say. But hey, prepare for take two. Yeah, we tried this last week and we ran out of time. Plane swap, a whole litany. Anyway, we are going out of Houston's Lobby Airport, headed for the gateway city, St. Louis, Missouri, Lambert International. And I really do hope you enjoy the flight. We are flying Zibo. Comparable, if not better than PMDG. Oh, and by the way, it's free. So it's a free mod within XP12. And I'm here to tell you, they have really done a great job between both Zibo and the Level Up programs, both free, just amazing. So sit back, relax, enjoy our Southwest Airlines flight to St. Louis. All right, there you have it. Some people think that there's only one side I show of the Zibo 737. It's true, I do. And there's an actual reason. We're not blocked by a jetway and stuff. And usually there'll be a fuel truck and some baggage loaders up to it. They've already come and gone. So anyway, we are boarding November 8674 Bravo, sitting on the line. Now, we're basically minus the time factor, recreating the flight we flew a couple weeks ago out of Houston. And we flew out. It had a gate change. We were supposed to be over, really, literally, pretty much close to behind the aircraft. But for some reason, they moved it over here. So we had to do, you know, the quick shuffle from that side to this side, find this gate. It was actually not that dramatic. Nice, plenty of time to let us know. Gate change. So, anyway, those things happen, we all know. And there you can see the whole airplane. We're hooked up currently to ground power. However, as we get into the cockpit area here, we're going to find out. Matter of fact, let's go here. We're full of fuel, full of cargo. Oh, we're missing. Yeah, we're missing that. Do we have to? They talk too much. But anyway, here we go. Turn the chime on. They start to board. I like to make sure they are. We're going to kick the APU on at the same time. As soon as I see passenger boarding, there we go. I like to see it up 1%. Good deal. Come up here. We'll kick the left fuel pump on. And there we go. APU has started. You know, I know some love the sound packs. Oh, I don't have to go back there to hear it start. I can hear it in the cockpit. No, you can't. Not in a real plane. It's a couple of 100 feet behind you. I doubt it. You might hear the main engines kick on. Not this one and not this small engine, because it's not the same. Anyway, it's up and running, or pretty close to it. Yep, it is. All right, so how you can tell, the blue light comes on here in the middle saying the APU generator available. And we're on. We're on. We'll switch up and we'll come off. All right. Now that we're there, let's go home, ground services, disconnect. You want to check your lights, go right ahead. We'll set them to here. And then I like to go back. Whoop, I went to the wrong one. Hang on. Meant to, nope, still did the wrong one. There we go. All right, so let's finish up what we got to finish up. All right, so basically the panels are really set. We're just waiting the final words to put into the FMC, and that's where we're headed. Now, why did we swap aircraft? Level Up, for some reason, and I don't know if it's in the Level Up technology or the Zibo files we bring over not meshing right. Anyway, when we click departure arrival, the hold information for setting up holds came up. You had to click up here. That would just confuse the living you-know-what out of me. So I opted to throw the plane to maintenance and go to Zibo. So, all right, so let's get this filled out. The cool thing is we have a performance initializer. Click request. The cool thing in this page versus when you come in, you just put your departure arrival airport in and you click perfect, or not perfect, load a request your flight. You will click load like you are here, and then you'll have a activate execute to do. You don't have that here. It's just taking the information in the plane. So you're verifying by looking at it. We'll go 3.5 for the flight. Now, if you change something, then it will ask you to execute it, like I just did. I put numbers in. It asked me to execute the change. All right. So beyond that, it's pretty simple. So right now we're looking at, well, let's just kind of look at the flight real quick. For that, I will use Elevatech. All right, so you can see we've had some pretty good rains, possible tornadoes again in southeast Missouri. Couldn't get it out of the reporter. You know how they are. They're too scared now. They're going to misspeak, which is about time, because they have been for quite a while. You watch the news. If you know anything, you'll know they have. Anyway, so here's the route. And if you click here, it puts you on the route. If you click next to it, it'll center you along the route. I kind of like seeing what kind of ATC, traffic, whatever is out there. Now, over here on the right side, click the little, well, I don't know what you want to call that, a clipboard? I don't know. Anyway, here's the basics to our flight. Okay, it's an hour, 37-minute flight, 666 for the nautical miles, 38 for the cost index. Flight level will be flight level 370, and there's our weights. They're pretty close to, if not dead on. Not like some other aircraft, which we're now finding out we could get it to be dead on. 16,896 pounds of fuel, which is now burning down slowly with the EPU going. There's our route, Indy 8, T-Pack, not 2-pack, T-Pack, to Little Rock, to Walnut Ridge, and on to the Bush 3. Got to do it that way, folks. If you're from St. Louis, we all know, although it's not spelled properly, it's the Bush in this case, but Bush. If not, look for a beer can. Anyway, yeah, St. Louis is a beer town. So Anheuser-Busch. Who was it I was watching? It was hilarious. Oh, somebody up in Oshkosh. And they were talking about they visited. Oh, yeah, something about St. Louis. What was the name of that beer company in Heiser? I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know. Oh Lord, you're a wine drinker. You're a wino, obviously. But anyway, just some fun there, girl. Hopefully you don't know me and come back at me. So, but anyway, that's our arrival. Plan 30 right. And there's the route again. Looks like we may encounter some storms. We know how that can go with X-Plane. Sounds like they are done boarding. We only had like 110 people, so it wouldn't take long. All right, so let's get our job done since now we're the delay. Actually, we're not. We're not due out for another 30 minutes. But anyway, we'll be out early. Hang on, I am going to do one thing, break away here real quick. Go here, go here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. Welcome aboard. They're going to be underway shortly for the first leg.
Good afternoon, welcome aboard, Southwest Airlines. We ask that you do us a big favor, make sure your carry-on luggage is completely underneath the seat in front of you or in one of the overhead bins.
I need to amend, there needs to be an amendment to it. 3 rude attendants talking over me, the captain. What in the world is going on? All right, so we got that taken care of. Okay, everything else will run pretty much on auto from here up there on the announcements. I'll go ahead and set this up. We're not going to put the route in. Set map. Thank you. All right, and back to where we were. Okay, so we've got our setup here. Okay, so let's go to N1. Now, how do we find this? We're supposed to be, I thought, and maybe I'm in the wrong aircraft. You know, fly too many, you never know. I thought we could get our performance data here, but we can just simply go to SimBrief and grab that here real quick. Bear with me. Let me highlight that, close, because I want to put all the information in like I like to. All right, so 738, and somewhere in here is our airplane. Okay, we're at Houston, and I know I wish I could show this to you. I do miss Sim Toolkit and the ability to bring this up for you. But you can do this. Go to your SimBrief account, get your flight generated. When you have the view, where you click View Flight Plan and you're looking at it, come down to Performance Tools. Just make sure you grab your takeoff weight. And then when you put it in, get rid of the comma. Okay, looking over everything, winds 240. I know this. Welcome to Short Field Runways. Calculate. Okay, so we are going to propose a derated takeoff at the TO level. Okay, and Select temperature 57. Okay, again, we're just waiting to see how it plays out here. Okay, now we go to takeoff, select CG, but then I go to page 2. That is your call if you're going to go to page 2. What page 2 does is just refine the information the aircraft's using. I find it helps. 240 at 9, 240 diagonal 9 for the wind. Slope on this runway is down or D 0.1. Diagonal runway heading 131. Now, just so people out there know, yes, we have more of a tailwind component than a headwind with 240 at 9.
Have a good flight.
So, just so you're aware, we will have a bit of a tailwind. Real world operations are using 1.3 right now. Currently, we're looking at how much runway are we going to eat up? A lot of it, I know that. We're going to rotate with about 1,000 or so feet to go. Plenty of runway. If not, they get more runway. And by the way, we'll come back now. So we got all this filled out. Next page. We're going out of here, I believe, flaps 5. And 134, 135. I like the numbers, so we'll take them. And is that 140? Yes. 143. I like that. That came from SimBrief. All right, and then if you don't want to see those, just click QRH off. And there you have it. Then all we got to do is come up here and set our speed to I'll set to 153. I like V2 plus 10. V2, in case you didn't know, you lose an engine on your past V1, you commit the flight, especially on this runway, is your single engine climb speed, okay, to your acceleration height. So, and it'll allow you to clear any obstacles over, up to 50 feet. After that, you're already above them. So, and we said 131. And ATC ever come up? Nope. Okay. All right. So I think we're ready to go. We're going to blast it on up to 37,000 feet. Okay, we'll put the flight directors on. Okay, just doing last minute cleanups here. Route altimeter APU bleed. I'm pretty sure I got it on, but I always like to go back check. APU bleeds on. And meter is on APU. And flight directors auto throttle speed and altitude fuel flow switch reset. Okay, and we're ready to go. And yaw damper on, passengers boarded. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, we're getting ready to be pushed back. System B on, fuel pumps all on. Don't think we have center tanks. It doesn't look like it. No. And we're ready to go. By the way, Sergeant Yash, I've made a big shift in what I'm playing now. Awesome. What are we playing now? Sergeant Yash, welcome aboard. Before we get pushed out of here, hang on, I'm going to turn my phone on to help me find who I am missing all the time. DCS. You know, I know a lot of people go over to it and are just flat out amazed at the realism. You all thought you had it in that other sim? Yeah, you're not even close until you set foot into DCS. You're just not close. But I don't fly it. Many things. When I started it many years ago, that kind of turned me off. And I just never came back. And, you know, I could probably fire it up now and be fine, happy with it. But there were some things I didn't like. Now, the great thing is, you quietly enjoy the journey of evading SAMs and other stuff. Yeah, it's an amazing, just flat out amazing, folks. You thought you had realism in the other. The only way the other one is better is it goes for the world, where DCS is more theater driven. And you like multiplayer? Oh, you will like multiplayer there. So anyway, DCS, Digital Combat Sim, is a good deal. Glad you enjoy it. Hawker 125, if you're hiding out there, you ought to get a hold of Yash and you two work out, you know, doing some head-to-head, air-to-air, air-to-ground combat. But anyway, yeah, it's good sim. All right, so we're ready to go here. Oh, and where I was going is I am already on ACARS. I did it before we even started the stream, so I couldn't forget. So, unlike our Sheridan to Gillette run earlier. So, yeah. Oh, well. You know, it just means, you know, you can all look at it in the negative. I look at it positive. I get to fly it again or fly another route. Hey, what the heck? That's a win-win. You might have. They've got a real big AI arsenal there, so you might have seen some Hawkers. But Hawker 125 enjoys DCS when he enjoys flight simming. He is a lot more usually found streaming music, playing his drums, guitars. I have no idea all the instruments he plays up there. And a very forgiving wife, obviously. I'd try that and I'd be bashed upside the head by frying pans, which would be in itself a musical instrument in some way. So, but anyway, let's get this flight underway, shall we? So we're down to pushback. Actually, we got one last little itty bitty step to do here. Tower 118.7. That's going to be your CTAF. You want me to prove it? Okay. .CTAF KHOU. Boom. I wonder how I knew that. Yeah, if you go to the charts, most often your approach charts, if you find a tower frequency, now where it gets confusing are the multi-tower airports as to which one. And then the .CTF and the ICAO code really help. Sergeant Yash is saying, yes, the frying pan is considered one of the best musical instruments ever built. It does teach people some pretty good hard knocks lessons. Santa Owns is with you, one of our latest followers. Awesome. plays DCS. That's awesome. So, all right. So we got to get our radios fixed correctly. We said 118.700. Okay, we're ready there. And lighting set, we're ready to go. Get me a pushback. Oop, I can't see it from here. Let me just do that. Okay, jetways away. The mice will play. I don't think that went right.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
I want to go right here.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
All right, let's get up here. Beacons on. Okay, we're set up for pushback. Packs off. Fuel pumps are on. We are ready to... Oh, no, we're not.
Okay, all doors and hatches are
Stand
closed,
by.
ready to connect.
Goodbye, Chocks. All right, now we're ready to go. Got to get those chocks out. Now, I mentioned this last week about this flight. If you get a chance, I don't know anything about Intercontinental, the other airport, the big airport here in Houston. But I'm going to tell you, I was blown away with Hobby. I mean, in that concourse area,
And bypass pin service, release parking brake.
it was just it was an amazing airport. I was really blown away, and it was. I really recommend if you ever head to Houston, think about Southwest. Good chance this is where you'll. Matter of fact, I believe this is where you'll end. I don't think Southwest hits over to Intercontinental. So, what did we get out of Sergeant Yash? Santa is robbing points from me in broad daylight. He must know how to fly the air. The toughest part of DCS is flying the aircraft, realizing you may have to retrim when you drop ordnance and all. Oh, I had so much trouble, but I also did, I will admit, have fun. All right, pushback time.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, we are pushing it out of the gate. I'm robbing you of watch points. Okay. Let's start them up. Now, with this airplane, like every 737 and pretty much every Boeing, you manually turn off the packs so you build your pressure. This is interesting. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's enough. For some reason, I always thought it went up to 40 and didn't this time. Okay, fuel on. There we go. We have light off. Now, in our flight out of Houston, it was a MAX. And I didn't know this little teeny weeny feature about a MAX. I'm trying to find out if it's true. Well, obviously, I saw 3 of them.
Operation complete.
And it was
Set
true.
Parking brake.
Okay, parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow.
Stand by. Stand by. Okay, we're stable. Hang on, I'll get to that in just a second. And on. Couple of interesting things, though. It sounded like we were doing a single engine taxi out of St. Louis headed there. When we kind of slowed, and it just felt like a single engine taxi. Don't ask me how I would know what it feels like, because I've never done one.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Other right, Captain. Our gates here. By the way, they're building more gates out this way. Mostly it looked international layout, so. And there's the guy with the pins. By the way, that utility called Better Pushback, it's very simple to install, very simple to use, can allow you to really push the plane where you need to get to, and it's all free. So, nice thing. I'm robbing what from me? All right, let's see here. Where were we? Oh, we got to go up here. Click in. Okay, we're on the engines. We can turn the APU bleed off. System A on. Packs back on. And we'll go Gen 2 today. Probe heat. And APU off. All right, let's just run down it real quick. Probe heat, left, right, isolation, flaps. Okay, and we are just about ready to go. Click system here. Now, again, I have to preface why I do 4. It's an old Logitech thing, or Saitek thing, to get a good response, and you would also do the throttles. Ooh, that's too close. And then I do the, you know, like we're a fighter, check all the surface. I'm primarily doing it because I've got stuff around my stick here, so I want to make sure I'm not impeded if I needed to get to something. All right, and we are ready to go. Let's go ahead. Runway's not far off, so let's get before takeoff. Auto brake. To reject to make sure we're at flaps 5. We are. And all right, we're set. We're coming down. Everything's set here. Forgot we don't do anything with the radar here. We do it here. Okay, we're all set, ready to taxi. One last check of the barometer, since we don't have anyone. 2995. And we're set 400. Okay, we're ready to go. Houston lobby, common traffic. Southwest 4642 taxiing to 13 right. Now, what I was getting ready to say, I noticed something interesting on Max's. First, get us moving. The tail back here. This is a normal 737 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 version. The Max that we were seeing in Houston had Airbus styling, where it came into a cone here, like Airbus does. And I thought, that's interesting. So, of course, I poked fun at a friend of mine who hates Airbus and say, look, Boeing's going that way. But anyway, it was an interesting find. I really didn't know that about Max. I don't really know much about Max at all. I'm not even sure I really like that version. I know you all just love it. I prefer the 800 itself. But, you know, it's one of those to each their own. I prefer actually Airbus. It's a very easy plane to screw up. But no, it's a really rock solid, easy plane in my book. Except for the A330-900, which seems to have a little quirk to it. I'm not really sure why. Now, I will show something here real quick. Well, actually, if you click exclamation D-ATIS and then look for K Houston when you get the site up, take a look at the departing, arriving runways. Same one. Usually at an airport like this, you depart, say, 13, land 22. Not the case. All right, let's hold short. Make sure traffic is in a good way. And by the way, yesterday's stream, I hope you all got a chance or have gone to YouTube. If you didn't get a chance to come on stream last night, we did our first flight in the X-Plane 12 Cirrus SR-22. I've had it for 4 years, and I'm just not a fan of that G1000. It's just, to me, really complicated. But I'm starting to find out why you all like it so much, yet I still have problems. So we're going to try to get a better announcement out so I can try and get people on stream to help me with where I'm failing. Taking a look. I mean, it was a fun flight from Spring, Texas over to Lafayette. Like I said, get a chance. It was a 2-hour video, and I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, let's get going. Houston lobby traffic, Southwest 4622 departing 13 right, Indy 8 departure. Okay, we'll kind of inch our way out like we're lining up to wait, like our flight did. Okay, auto throttle arm.
Knots. V1 rotate. Positive green. $400. $1,000.
Dive! 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 Dive!
That could only be one of two people, and then normally lately has been Pratt PT6. Welcome aboard, sir. Zibo from Lobby Airport in Houston to St. Louis. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed that ground time. That is, I believe, Ellington right ahead of us. It's an Air National Guard base. Used to be one of the many fighter bases that protected our coasts. And by the way, if the story is true, when 9/11 occurred and President Bush was notified, they whisked him to Air Force One. It's a great story behind that flight out of Sarasota, I believe it was. The first set of fighters to get on their wing, Ellington. And that, by the way, is where George Bush Jr., the president at the time, flew. All right, and as soon as I get turned here, all right, we're going on course. And should be out of the traffic area for Houston's Intercontinental. That's where most of you will fly into if you're with American, with, say, some of the big international carriers, many of the cargo carriers. That's where you're going to end up at. And it's Kilo India Alpha Hotel. Where we flew out of was Houston's Lobby, William Lobby Airport. Or is it Hobby? Hang on, I got it right here. Hobby. My bad. It is Hobby. Oh, that's right, because I always love to call it Hobby Lobby. If you're overseas, you won't know. We have a chain, especially around here, called Hobby Lobby. As you can imagine, the first word, hobbies. A lot of hobbies, you know, some you would never dream of, but it's all in there. It's really a nice place. I kind of like going every now and then and walking around. But anyway, pretty much if you fly Southwest, you're going to Hobby. If you're flying any of the other domestic carriers and international, you're more than likely going to land in Intercontinental. I'm not certain about Air Canada, though. And maybe something up from Mexico. But yeah. So yeah, we're flying over that right now, or very close to, but we're not going to be able to see because there's clouds. Dastardly clouds. Okay, we're above 10,000. So again, I hope you're having a great day. It is kind of rainy. It's not raining all day long here, but it's just kind of one of those days where you start to get the thought, hey, winter's not far away, because we got this huge low pressure center that came through yesterday, kicked off a lot of rain. And then the back half of it came, not back half, but the next wave came through. It actually put down a tornado or two in southeast Missouri. We made mention of that. And now we're getting what's behind the low pressure. And if you all remember winter, usually snow, but here it's rain. And boy, it was comfortable temperature wise. Uncomfortable because it didn't kick down the humidity. So you'd go out, you'd feel, oh yeah, wait a minute, why am I so sticky? It's nice temperatures but high humidity. And one forecaster put out there, and I could see maybe some truth to it, because that's the period in the farmers' schedule, so to speak, of, okay, you plant the corn here, corn grows, and then you bring it out of the ground, you harvest. Well, there's a point in there where you want it to start drying out, get that from that green look that all the farm fields have right now here in my area, to that brown, ugly, disgusting color, which is then when they harvest it. I know it sounds bad, but that's good corn. So, and they're saying that that humidity coming off is adding to what's already in the area. I don't know, true or false. Hey, makes for a good story, Hey, gotta look at it that way. So, but anyway, we are on our way. We are just about to get into the actual departure fixes for the ND8. It's mostly vector to this point. So yeah, they will, if their work controllers, go here, turn you upside down, right side up. Oh, I bet you all didn't know that in the cabin. Why does the outside look like it's up instead of down? So, but we are on our way. Let's get the overlay in place. All right, I need to look at something because something weird yesterday happened when I started up VATSIM radar. Local settings on your device. You need to decide what to do with them. Autosave. What if I do that? Okay, I don't know what is up. Maybe it's just because I don't use the tool a lot. What's up with VATSIM radar? There was a huge, I guess, update, and maybe I'm just not sure what the heck they did. Anyone care to enlighten me? Enlighten me? Let's go ahead and get that weather radar on. We may pick up something. I'm always skeptical, you know that, folks. Let me turn it on here. All right. I'm going to bring charts in real quick while we're climbing. Show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we may still be far off, but you can see the green. This is Navigraph weather, and it's right up here. It could be out of range. Well, let's try something. Give me a second. So anyway, I'm just not getting it. Oh well, and most likely when I go back, yeah, it won't show. Captain Felix, how are you? Welcome aboard. We are Houston Hobby Lobby to St. Louis, Lambert. Hey, welcome aboard. Got a great crowd today. See what it looks like outside the airplane. My guess would be that's maybe it. Yeah. It just passed radar, I guess. Okay. Oh well. I don't know if we have any more ahead of us. Nope, I don't see it. Okay. All right, well, you know, we're trying. The only other way is do this, and even X-Plane's map isn't showing it. Then that would be why we're not seeing it. Thought maybe the sectional might be hiding it. It is not. All right, we'll just keep our climb going. There you have it, folks. We are through 33, flight level 340 coming up, headed for flight level 370. Hey, we got about hour, 10 minutes or so to go. And we'll be working into Lambert, about Little Rock to Walnut Ridge. I think it's Walnut Ridge. I always get it wrong. Walnut Ridge. We'll start talking about the Bush 3 arrival. Into Lambert. We're going to actually try the RNAV approach to 30 right. Keyword try. So, but we'll back it up with the ILS just in case. So enjoy, and I hope your day goes well. Let's put some music on here, and enjoy the flight.
1,000 to go.
All right, I'm back with y'all here for a few seconds. We're going to get up here, get that seatbelt sign. Oh yeah, this is where it gets kind of scary, the people. They're kind of scary looking. Sorry, I'm just not a fan of computer images of people. Ugh. Here, we'll look from here and it'll probably be just as scary. Hawker, moderating for 5 years. Welcome in, sir. I knew you wouldn't miss out the 737. By the way, Hawker, missed you last night with the SR-22 first time flight. Okay, granted not first, but first time on stream. And hope you get a chance to watch it on YouTube, or if you haven't already. Hope you liked it. All right, we are airborne 37 cruise flight. Let's see, what are we looking at here? 389 miles, top of descent. Get with Iron Condor. I know. He's one that's on my radar for that plane, because I know he flies quite a bit. Sim and I believe real world, but he'd have to be the one to confirm that rumor. But yeah, there are a lot of things, and like I said, I flew what comes from X-Plane 12. There is actually a Cirrus out there, payware, SR-22 turbo, or just like the one in X-Plane 12, or anyway, I have a hard time buying it's a turbo, but it could be. I'm not gonna sit here and parse hairs out of it. And I will state for the record, so far, this is how the weather was on our flight out of Houston to St. Louis. It wasn't until around the Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri area, Arkansas, that the thunderstorms began to show up quite pervasively. And they were beautiful to look at from 35, 37, whatever we cruised at, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, were they beautiful at that altitude. I have no idea how bad they were down at the ground. But they were impressive. I'll tell you, yesterday they were impressive. Whoa, did they lay down some water. And in a very short time, flooded out many roads. It was quite fun delivering parts yesterday. But in 2 to 3 hour time, it stopped, and you'd have swore it never rained. It was the weirdest thing. And then the sunglasses came on. It's just like, whoa. But welcome to the Midwest. So hopefully, though, as we mentioned yesterday in the Cirrus flight, hopefully you guys in Europe get some relief. Holy mackerel. That heat wave just will not relent. And you guys have some pretty serious fires going out there. So hopefully there's some relief in sight for y'all. Oh, what a weather report we have in St. Louis. For those that can't read it, I get it, but I'll read it off to you. As of 10 minutes ago, roughly, a corrected METAR came out, 280 at 12 for the winds, not bad. 8-mile visibility, okay. Light drizzle, mist, overcast, 1,200 feet. It's 20 degrees outside Celsius. Yeah, I know you guys out there in that world love that. 18 degrees Celsius on the dew point. And, yeah, 2967 for the altimeter setting. Fun times. Well, we get to see. We're going to be trying still the RNAV. Give it a little bit more time here and we'll start programming it in. One of these days I will try X-Plane 12 ATC again. I'm going to have the manual with me. Some things that irked me, kind of didn't sit well. Works great in Europe. Seems like, yeah. Over here, you can't pick approaches. It just was very, and then it wouldn't follow what you put in. And it got kind of just kind of reminding me of the older days, but with a it's still much improved. It just, little quirks like that just kind of didn't sit well with me, but it's better than having to pay for it if you can't get on VATSIM. Oh, I forgot. This is a new month. I was just looking over at Millennium Aviation, who we're flying for today. Their new destination of the month, and it's KHOU Sur International Airport, Chile. Ooh, that ought to be fun. 500 kilometers south of Santiago, near the midpoint of the geographical midpoint of Chile's long coastline. Wow. Interesting. That could be a fun flight. Oh, yep, definitely has a commercial air traffic written on it. Cool. We'll give that a try here soon. So that ought to be an interesting flight coming up. All right. Get that loaded up, figure out when we'll get it into the skies down in South America. It's been a while since we flew down there. A very notable airport, Santos Dumont, actually on the other side of that continent, up towards Rio. Actually, it is Rio. It's the other airport. You want a challenge? There's one for you. All right, let's, we're about 48 minutes out. Let me get in here. 289 miles. Let's start, looking at this arrival. Oh, why hasn't Fort Worth talked to me? And when did they come up? Oh, they just did. Oh, we need to get off this frequency. Hang on. And what's theirs? 35,175. Yeah, Fort Worth Center, Southwest 4642 with you, flight level 370.
4642 Fort Worth Center. You'll be on South Airspace at about 20 miles. You can stay on Unicom if you'd like.
All right, we'll switch back to Unicom, Southwest 4642. I don't think it's that short, but hey, we'll take it. Oh yeah, I guess it has become that short. All right, so you get an idea. Ooh, no, you can't. Here we go. Again, what changed in VATSIM radar? I mean, I see a little over here, but what changed? But anyway, you can kind of see where we are, about the halfway point. We'll be out of his airspace. All right, so let's get into getting this arrival looked at. Now, I've already got it planned, so we're just going to kind of show it off to you. and hopefully do a pretty decent justice to it. All right, you can still see the scattering of rain out there, and that's pretty much what it is. Again, the METAR over here, as of 20 minutes or so ago, 280 at 12, 8 miles, and overcast 1200. So definitely instrument flight, 20 degrees out there, and should be fun. Now, let's look at the ATIS. Since VATSIM does not have anyone currently on the scope there, we'll go off the real world. Say Intentions usually follows it, but I prefer to go real world as much as I can. Much to chagrin to many pilots that think that one's better. I go with what the real guys are doing. So there's your METAR one more time, just the weather part. Then we're doing an ILS 30 right approach in use. Oh, I wonder if that would mean I'd have to. Huh. Or if they would take the request. Anyway, we're going to be doing the RNAV Zulu. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but you can see most of the ATIS is going to give pilots of what taxiways are closed, runway friction codes, in this case 555, pretty much on all the runways in use, and usually when the last checks were done. And then we have personnel and equipment next to runways. That pretty well says all of them, and it would say, I'd bet, somewhere like here. Anyway, it's a good thing, and this is what's transmitting right now to pilots, air crews out there in the St. Louis area. All right, so we're going to do the Bush 3 arrival. So here's Walnut Ridge way down here. We're going to track up to Cape Girardeau, CGI. Then towards Bush via Delight. Then on to Cue Ball, which actually is what this approach was called a few years back. And that was where the split occurred. You either went to the 1-2s or the 3-0s. We're obviously going to the 3-0s. TB is our initial fix. All right, now for the all-important RNAV. Coming off TB, what's 3? Maintain 8,000, no higher, or wait a minute, correction. Minimum altitude across TB is 8,000, no higher than 9,000. And we're going to descend to Bacchus. And then Letta and Ream. Ream, we want to be at 2,100 feet. And we should be on the descent. Okay, we might have to control that. Jet pilot, good morning, sir. Welcome into Southwest 4642. Headed to Lambert in St. Louis. So yeah, we're going to have fun with this. All right, real quick, the numbers for those out there always curious. I like to blow them up. D-ATIS, we just saw that. Now you could, if you have Wi-Fi ability on the airplane and all of that good stuff, actually look at this in flight. That's why it's D-ATIS. You could be in Tokyo and see what's going on right now in Lambert with that D-ATIS. Pretty cool feature. Then you got your approach tower and ground. Now, we would have information here for a localizer if we were flying the ILS. We are not. We're flying RNAV. Final approach course 303. And RAIM, however you want to pronounce that, 2,100 feet. Okay, our decision altitude will be 969 feet. On the Barrow side. On the radar altimeter, that would be 364 feet. Now, when you're looking though at weather, we'll get to that at the bottom. Your minimums are not 364 feet. 400. And I'll explain here in a second. There's your airport. There's your missed approach. Here's what's required of both you and the aircraft. And here's the flight one more time on it. TB, again, between 8 and 9,000. And we'll descend on down to 2,100. Down here, great path from... Oh, usually it tells you. Huh. We're going to probably plan 743 or so feet a minute. ALSIF 2 for the approach. Hang on just a second, folks. Sorry for that. My oldest daughter had a question. She's in visiting for the week, the busy weekend here in my hometown. Where were we? Oh yeah. So yeah, 473. We'll have a full ALSIF 2 arrival, Pappies, hopefully on the right side. And there's our missed approach. Now, we talked about this a few seconds ago. Minimums. Yes, we need 364 feet and 3/4 of a mile to legally fly the approach. Is that true or false? Well, technically true. Here's the problem, though. METARs only record to the 100-foot, not down to 10 or single digit. So you got to round up. So if your broken or overcast layer is at 300 feet, you technically can't shoot this approach, comma. Switch to the ILS. If it said 400,004, you could fly this approach. So long as you got 34 or 3/4, I'm sorry, of a mile visibility, or RVRs are 40 or higher. Okay. And your RNP is 0.30 or better. So a lot goes into these RNIP approaches, but the reason being, now out here in the Midwest and many places, not much to get in your way. But places like Alaska, Western Canada, out west, oh, those mountains get close and you're kind of weaving your way maybe through them. And it becomes pretty important. And then once we're on the ground, we'll head over to the E-gates. Now, interestingly, we departed out at here, and I think we parked right about here somewhere. Echo 20. I'll just pull it up. Yeah, right here. We went out gate E38, which I guess that's what we saw. But more of this was visible. So, but yeah, we'll plan for Echo 20 unless somebody takes my spot. Then we'll just pick another. All right, so let's double check what we got. How do we do that? Interesting. Real simple. I mean, all you got to do is click departure, arrival. Okay, you see we got push 3. RNAV. Now the only thing we can't literally check this way is what our transitions are for. However, if we go to legs, ARG, Argy matey, we're headed right on course. Baldina, Heartsy, TB, Buso, Box, Let, and Green. Looks good to me. 169 miles out. I will sit back, relax. I hope you do too, folks. It is that day to kick back, relax. And we are about 30 minutes out from our arrival point. Lambert International Airport. Little Rock Air Force Base, right below us. C-130 Herc Heaven. It's where they learn how to fly. If you're not sure where I'm pointing out, right there. Excuse me. Matt 1997, welcome aboard, sir. Today's flight is Houston, Abbey to St. Louis, Lambert. Welcome in. Plenty of room in the back. Only 110 people joined us today. out of curiosity. Getting to leave for this written test. I was going to ask, how'd it go? It hasn't gone yet. Well, good luck to you, sir. Good luck. Prayers with you there. Going after his commercial written test. Wow. And no, it's not a commercial driver's license. It's a commercial pilot's license. Little different. Lot different, actually.
Southwest 560, and yeah, should be fine. You can expect the runway and 20 right for correction, 20 center for departure.
Better 20 center, thanks, and now we're ready to taxi. Southwest 568.
Southwest 560, roger, runway 320 right. Correction, 20 center, taxi, Tango 4, cross runway 31 at Tango 4. Altimeter 200, 75.
20 center, we had Tango 4, cross 31, Southwest 568.
Memphis Center, Southwest 4642 with you, flight level 370, 15 miles away from Walnut Ridge.
Southwest 4642, thanks for position, ident. Yeah, thanks for position, but I don't know the direction, which direction that you are, so you have to press the ident. Thank you. Southwest 4642, radar contact 12 miles southwest of the water range we are. Altitude as reported. Good morning.
Yep. Southwest 4642 copies. Good morning.
Thank you. Southwest 560 and RNAV with Dixie runway 20 center cliff takeoff.
RNAV Dixie 20 center, cliff takeoff, Southwest 568, thanks.
All right, Mac, good luck, and we'll catch up with you later.
Now, for now, I will change to now.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Shamrock 77, expect ILS runway 20 left approach.
Roger, expect ILS 20 left, Shamrock 77.
Thank you. Shamrock 77, are you, did you set the approaches on your FMC?
We're in the midst of setting them now, Shamrock 77.
Shamrock 77, roger, let me know when to finish. FedEx 152, with my airspace, ground service, terminal 50 changes, have we on?
Over to Unicom, FedEx 152, today.
Day.
Memphis Center, Shamrock 77, we're all set up on our end, descending now over Pasley.
Shamrock 77, roger. Proceed direct to Valiant. Whiskey Alpha Yankee Lima, November. Cleared, correction, at Valiant, clear ILS runway 20 left approach, you can descend. Pilot's discretion, maintain 3000.
Direct to Wayland, Whiskey Alpha Yankee Lima, November, clear for ILS 20 left, descending pilot's discretion to 3000, Shamrock 77. Southwest 568, 2.3 for 15,000.
Southwest 568, Memphis Center, radar contact. Climb maintain, followable 370. Proceed direct to the Tipton.
370, direct trip at Southwest 568, thanks.
Yeah. JetBlue 506, Memphis Center, good morning. Clear to the Boston. Chatham 5 departure, money transition, that's filed. Climb sit, expect followable 3905. Question 10 minutes after departure. Departure with me, squawk 1552. JetBlue 506, back correct. You can push back your discretion runway 20 center for departure. Chicago, the 9170, expect visual approach runway 36 right.
Further visual approach 36 right, Chicago 9170.
American 25 Lima airspace, radar service terminus, 60 changes, approved thanks for flying, hot wheels.
Meridian complex to service, good day, American 25.
Good day.
Left side of FedEx 1411 has the altitude passing 1164,340.
FedEx 1411, left to center, hello, the radar contact, climb maintain followable 340.
340 FedEx 1411 is. Good afternoon, UPS 2708, flight level 340, good ride.
UPS 2708, left to center, hello, ident. FedEx 733, no Lambert airspace, 60 changes, approved, thanks for flying.
15 GPS, I go to good day, 733.
Chill. UPS 2708, Squawk Mode Charlie, thank you. Correction, UPS 2708, correction, squawk ident, thank you.
350. Ident, UPS 2708.
25, Memphis Center, hello, squawk ident. UPS 2708, radar contact 30 miles northwest of the Columbus Wheel R, swallowable 340.
Roger, roger, UPS 2708.
Thank you. Delta 1925, thanks for the flash. Radar contact 20 miles north of the Columbus Wheel R, swallowable 218, climb maintain followable 340. Delta 568, it was my airspace radar service, currently at 60 changes, crew, thanks for flying, how we will. Yep. Shamrock 77 and runway 20 left, clear land. Shamrock 77 and runway 20 left is clear land.
Clear land, 20 left, Shamrock 77.
Thank you.
Yeah, Memphis Center, Southwest 4642, request descent.
Delta 60, correction, 46, 42, roger, descend maintain followable 320.
Down to 320, Southwest 4642.
Delta 4642, descend maintain followable 280 for now.
Southwest 4642, repeat the altitude.
Southwest 4642, descend maintain followable 280, thank you.
280 now on the flight level for Southwest 4642.
Thank you.
right, now, here's where the fun begins. We are descending. Hang on, let me try to get my screens to play a little nicer. Excuse me. Okay, we have to be here at Delight below 30, flight level 310 at 280. Currently, we're not there yet. We're doing fine Mach-wise on our descent, but we are not at 280. Once we hit 280, I'll go ahead and click us in using speed intervene. All right, we're going to go ahead, hold the music as we begin our descent. We should be leaving his airspace here real quick.
Southwest 4642 Lambert airspace radar service terminal fixie change is approved. Thanks for flying. Have a nice landing. See you.
All right, thanks for the great ATC. Have a good day, Southwest 4642 to Unicom.
1,000 to go.
You too. Have a good one.
See ya.
FedEx 1440.
All right, we're leveling off. All right, and we're pretty close to 280, so let's click in. All right, now what I'm going to do is look upstream. We need to be above 14,000 at Boosh, so that's what I'm going to set my altitude to, 14,000 until... Kansas City advises descend via the Boosh 3. Yeah, I kind of knew that. All right, we are now descending. Descent checklists completed. Engines are there. 15,000. We'll set the seatbelt signs while they're already on. Landing lights at 10,000. And at 18,000, we'll get that 2962, was it? 2968. Matter of fact, we'll pre-program. I kind of like this feature. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back in the descent here. Oh, we didn't even get away long enough to get to below transition. Definitely got 14 made. Let's set 11. We're going to try to steepen this up. Okay, there's transition level, speed brakes out. All right. Actually, I was looking at the wrong one. OJ going, wait a minute. We're not going that route. We're going the other way. Okay. 30 right. All right, I think we're getting a little bit better on track here. Okay, the Bush 3 requires us at Dina between 11 and 10,000. We're gonna, we actually were slightly off. Hertzo 10,000 and 9,000. TB, we're going for 8,000. Okay. We're doing pretty good now. We're 9,000. We'll be there by Hertzo. TB at 8,000. So we're in the range. Okay, now here comes the fun part. Hang on, let me all right, off TB is 350. Okay. Now I'm 10 under, so I can make sure I keep it at or below 250. TB is just shy of a mile. And then we're going to okay, let's come on down to 2,100 feet. St. Louis area traffic southwest 4642, approaching. We're on the RNAV Zulu for 30 right. Okay, speed set. And there's the city. And the arch.
Thousand to go. Thousand to go.
And Lambert traffic southwest 4642 back is on the final approach course for 30 right. And runway in sight. And out of sight. Okay, we're at 2,100 feet. Flaps. Set flaps 5. Gear coming out. Now, we actually are on the ILS, and I am going to have to do some research to how do you set this up for an RNIP. I know with the Airbus it's a little different. I don't know how that translates to this aircraft. Welcome to Lambert. And Lambert traffic, Southwest 4642 off runway 30 right to Southwest Airlines parking. All right, after landing. Okay, flaps have been retracted, spoilers down, landing lights off. All right, crossing 30 left, don't see anyone. All right, let's look for number 20 and park this plane. And that will be it for the scheduled side of the house today. Just too much going on to not to try to set up something and then all of a sudden have to can it like we did. So let me find my gate here. Hang on. I think it's this one. Well, we're gonna do it this way. Forgot the APU inbound, so we'll get that here real quick. And then we'll get her shut down. All right, well, I was going to bring the jetway in, but it's, I guess, too far up or back. Anyway, welcome to Lambert. We'll just, yeah, we'll use it. You can see the buses are pulled up, all that good stuff. The jetway's not working. We'll just say that, even though I don't know. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the flight. That was fun. Great, great chatter. Appreciate it. Getting that out of the way here. Sure do appreciate. Let's see what the airline got us for. All right, already gone from here. That's always a good sign. Let me go home. Going home. Let's take a look here. They clocked us at 371. 1G, 124. A little slow on the landing. 8 degrees up 1. Not bad. Okay, not bad at all. All right, now let's get there. Let's bring Aviation in. Let's see how we did on the runway. I know we went long. All right. So we'll go here. All right. Actually, not too long. There's the 1,000 foot mark. They're 500 foot increments. 15, we're about, we'll call it 1,800 feet down the runway on the center line. All that looks great. 367 at 120. Wish we were a little faster, but you know, hey, wheels touched down, did great. We did a good job. At least on the surface, it looked good. And who are these? What's this down here? Huh, wonder what goes in there. But anyway, I haven't seen. I've seen some interesting things up here. This is Cargo City, by the way. But really fantastic, fantastic flight. I enjoyed it. We've had a good couple of days of flying. Cirrus yesterday. For those of you Thursday would have caught the BAE 146 100. So, but anyway, there it is, and the somewhat impressive. I mean, let me just flat out. the little negatives that I'll point out here in a second do mean a lot to me. I go by this airport almost every day. I think it's a pretty good airport. I really wish they wouldn't change it, but who am I? But this is a good scenery to get. There's a link for it. There are some things for those of you that live in the St. Louis area to be mindful of. First off, the Southwest Terminal, phenomenal. The cargo city, Boeing, I mean, it's transformed in the 4 years since this scenery was made, but overall, the essence is there. What's not well done, and the developer didn't think there'd be a problem, well, there ended up being a huge problem. Right here, now Grant, you can see the railroad tracks. This is the Metrolink light rail, and you're actually going to see what I'm talking about. One second, folks. Here's the reason right here. Here's the Metrolink. Yeah, and what it is the scenery elevations are different in X-Plane 12 than 11. Unfortunately, the group or person behind this great scenery never came back to update it, and I couldn't tell you how to. But yeah, so it's running ground level instead of elevated like it does. Now, X-Plane 11 was great. I lost all the buildings in it and couldn't tell you why. But yeah, that's one of the this is a pet peeve of mine, why they won't come through and update it for us. And the scenery down here on the ground, I don't know what happened unless that's a textural elevation thing too. So, but other than that, it's a really, really phenomenal scenery. Actually, I don't remember. Hang on. Hang on. Nope, they didn't do anything inside. I thought they did, but I was wrong. Anyway, really good. Other than that, and to some, that's just a nitpicky. Me, hey, if you're going for it, go for it. This is not like Philadelphia that they did. Philadelphia, the trains run ground level, so they didn't get screwed too bad. Here, they don't. And call me nitpicky, but oh well. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap. We had a great flight from Hobby to St. Louis Lambert. So I'm going to get back out here where everything looks better. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next stream. And again, real quick, just take a second out of your time. For those that couldn't read it, here it is. Romans 1:16 is a great verse. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first, Gentile, and then the Gentile. The Gentile being the rest of us. I'm sorry, the Greek. I misread there, which means the Gentiles. So what a promise. God loves you beyond belief, folks. If you're thinking nobody out there cares for me, and stuff like that, hey, it's nonsense. God cares. And why? Because God created you. He loves you more than you could ever imagine. It's our sin that he doesn't love. It's from day one when Eve and Adam, see, Eve first, then she gave the apple to Adam, separating us not only from that remarkable garden by the descriptions in Genesis, to our separation from God. Good news here. God sent his son, Jesus Christ, who died on a cross for us, for our sins, rose again. If you believe in him, turn from your sins, you can receive the forgiveness God so has lavished upon you, and you can be accepted into eternal life with God. But you have to accept it. Many think that's just hogwash. It won't. It's too simple. It's that simple. That simple. God didn't send Jesus to go, you're condemned. No. He sent him to save us from our sin, which separates us from God. God wants to be all in your life, helping you through, like he's helped my family and many more that I know. God has just been an amazing thing. Once you take that step, surrender your life to his ways, he created this, folks. We're never gonna ever be able to control it like we think we do. God loves you, wants to know you. Y'all have a great day. God bless. We'll see you on the next stream.